Thoroughbred Racing presents Show Us Your Tips. It's Caulfield Guineas Day and Spring Champion Stakes Day at Randwick. Beaver and Daggy with you to look through all 20 races, well, most of them, from both venues. A cracking day's racing, Beaver. What's happening, mate?
Oh, yeah, mate. Pretty hectic at the moment. Just work and schooling up for getting out next week, mate.
Yeah, getting
the calendar all sorted.
Exactly. It's phone hasn't stopped.
Yes.
Well, it has. But anyway, it's busy times ahead, exciting times ahead. We can watch the races.
Looking forward to catching up with it and having a beer with you in person, mate. It's been far too long.
That'd be nice. We can. We might even be able to do a couple of shows in person over a beer as well.
As much as I hate your company, I'll force myself to being your only friend and having a beer with you.
That's right. I like your beer at least, so that's fine.
Yes, I know. I've seen that before.
It's the right price. Let's. Should we get into Caulfield? Let's do that.
Why not?
It's Caulfield Guineas Day, as I said, where the rail is in the true dead track. So it's soft today, dry day tomorrow. Today it always dries pretty well at Caulfield, and a bit of rain later in the day forecast. Apparently, I don't think it'll be too bad, but 5 to 10 mil throughout the afternoon should be fine. Should be treated as fair. No real demons in the track. We kick off with the listed 2-year-olds over the 1,000 metres. Where on a day like this, I didn't spend a great deal of time worrying about this race. Did you have a chance to go through any of this?
No, I didn't, mate. All first starters. Hard to get online on most of the trials. Some of them look to have some speed and look a bit hard for me here. So I kind of left this to look and see how the track plays.
Fair enough. Race 2 is the Weekend Hustler, listed race over the 1,400 metres, and you can kick this one off.
Yeah, tricky race here. Horses that seem to go around a fair bit and don't win often, pretty hard to catch. I just went with Buffalo River on the basis that it appears to be the best horse in this race. It hasn't been in the best of form, but I thought its first up run wasn't the worst run. It was in a Group 1 race, and that race was dominated by horses that finished down the middle of the track in Sierra Sue, Dice Roll. There's no horses of that quality in this race. So I'm hoping early in the day that up front and on pace might have a slight advantage in the track, and Buffalo River can go to the front and hold on. I thought the main danger in a horse that may improve here is Newhart, the Tasmanian. I thought it ran well first up as well, and should have improved by that run. Again, it was it over-raced a little bit first up, but stuck on quite well, and that was in a very good race won by Chalet, who flew down the outside as well. So I think it might improve as well. That'd be my main danger.
Yeah, I agree. Buffalo River on top, it led them up in the Rupert Clark, and I know it's got 10th next name, but I thought it ran pretty well first up. The main thing here is it gets complete control of this race. There's no other pace here. Damien Oliver's just going to pop straight on it, go as slow as he wants, and kick away at the top of the bend. And I think it's a reasonable bet around a 350. I thought the only chaser might be Sosi Bond, the old boy, but the rest of these are making up the numbers. So I was quite happy to, I think 330 is fine for a leader at Caulfield with not many chasers. Race 3 is the Village Stakes over the 1,200 metres, another listed race here. Short price favourite, Beaver, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the short price favourite as well. Flying at the moment, outstanding form for a race like this. There's not a lot of depth here, and the horses that did look to be, again, some of the main dangers, regards Marie and that haven't yet shown up this preparation. I think Lombardo looks a standout here and ran good time in doing so. So you can only base it on winning and winning in good time. It's a good sign for this.
Yeah, he's won the last two by an aggregate of nearly 10 lengths. So he's going all right. And again, there's just not a lot of chases here. Pandemic returned pretty well. I think it's the main danger if I had to name one, but I think the favourite will win from the blue colours. Race 4 is the Thoroughbred Club Stakes over the 1,200 metres for the Phillies. This is a good little race here. I'm actually going to lean to the Shihonka, the Gay Waterhouse horse. Stable's flying and should roll along on the pace. It ran pretty well in some good stuff first prep and came back and broke its maiden and bolted in at Wyong. Gets down here. We know the Sydney form. Kalos showed last week you don't even need to come from Metro Sydney form to be competitive down there. And it's, I think it's a good bet here at 440. Happy to take on the other couple in the market. One at odds. If you're looking, I think Sarah Des was really good at Moonee Valley and was bailed up against the fence when it met Crystal Bound first up. I think we'll run well at around the double figure mark there, but pretty keen that the Waterhouse team will keep on going. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you here. Come up with the same philosophy here. Shishonka had a really good first up prep. Looks to come back in terrific order. Waterhouse is flying at the moment, so a lot to like about that. I always find them hard to catch, but that may not help the punters here. But look, it was given a kill first up and did off the back of a great trial and won really easy. I think that was the plan, and then take it to Melbourne if it brained them, and that's why we're seeing it in this race. Super hard to beat. Yep. Good price.
Very good. Race 5 is the Scalacci Stakes Group 2 weight for age over 1,100 metres. I'm happy to take on a couple of favourites here. Well, the favourite. I don't know if it's going that good. It hasn't been going good for a while now. I thought Bella Nipotina's win was fantastic last time when you watched the replay. It had no luck, held up, and then just took off once it got the gap. And she's in just really good form here and can probably just sit right behind Jigsaw and Dosh on pace here and be very hard to beat. So she's on top for me. I thought Shakiro's return was pretty good in Namoya. Just got chopped out and bailed up on the fence again, but might be a little bit better horse than I thought. But I thought Bella is flying and happy to stick with her.
Yeah, look, I can't believe it's not favourite. In all honesty, look, it was outstanding. Like the way it hit the line, and I said the run before. I tipped it last start. It was pretty much one of my better bets of the day. Yeah. And the start before at Moonee Valley, where it finished second, there was no luck. Should have won the race. And when it got out, it hit the line well. And then prior to that was outstanding. It's in a purple patch. Gate 3 is perfect. I just can't believe the market's not the other way around. The September run's false favourite based on what it did almost 2 preparations ago. Its first up run was good at the Valley, but didn't back it up last start. I think, yeah, you're taking a risk at $3.10 on September run. They should be flipped in the market, no doubt about it. Savatoxel will ensure there's pace in the race, as will Jigsaw. Look, it's a small field, so Bella Nipotina for me. I don't think September run can give it a start and mow it down.
Yeah, agree. Pretty keen. Race number 6 is the first of the Group 1s on a day, the 2,000 metre Might and Power. We probably don't need to spend a great deal of time on this. There's a $1.24 favourite. It's probably going to be the replay of what we saw at Sandown 2 weeks ago. It'll win and probably will run well and run second. Is that the story of the race?
Yeah, nice trial for Zaki here, just to prep him up for the Cox Plate in a fortnight's time. Probably will run second and non-conformist third, straight out trifecta.
Yeah, there it is. This is the first day of the Caulfield Cup Carnival, so a bit to look through next week with the Cup, and I think the 1,000 Guineas is usually the Wednesday. Is that still the case, I'd assume? Anyway, race number... Well, just quickly on that, is it all over? Incentivise wins the Caulfield Cup?
No, I don't think it is all over. I think Incentivise is obviously clear favourite and clearly the hardest to beat. But there's a horse coming up later in the day, Floating Artist, who I've got a big opinion of, and I think it is a genuine chance in the Caulfield Cup. And I think it was about... I had a bit of a bet on it earlier. I think it's about $13 in the Cup market at the moment, and if it wins on the weekend, I think you'll find this horse comes into second favourite.
I'd say so. And it falls away pretty quick after that. The Great Needles was saying he's all over Persan, heading towards the big cups, the 20s. So keep an eye out for that as well. Race 7, Group 3, over the 1,200 metres, the Plume Stakes for the mares, 4-year-old mares and up. Keen to bet here. I think and Brooklyn Hustle ran off the track but suffered a EIPH or thumps, had a throat issue there. So complete forgive. It was heavily backed that night. It was 12 into single figures. With the issue, I do like first up off the EIPH. I like the gate it's drawn, and I like the fact that lots of these aren't going any good. So if it gets back to the form it showed, it can show. Brooklyn Hustler, I think $6 is a great bet here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I think this is a really hard race to get a line on. Brooklyn Hustle will certainly get back and be finishing off. Gate 12s go back, so it's got to go past them. So you want to be making sure that they can finish on before you back it. Dirty Thoughts was good last start. And I think the Mexicana showed signs that it's still going okay. But I've finished on Tallier. I think Tallier can run well tomorrow, third up after a spell. I think Oliver aboard. Thought it ran on nicely at Kembla Grange along the fence behind some pretty good horses. I think this is a bit easier race than that, and I'm hoping I can get back to some of the form it showed in Melbourne last preparation. So I'm willing to take Tallier on that basis.
No, fair enough. Yeah, as I said, the Sydney form stacks up pretty well. Race 8 is the Caulfield Guineas, a Group 1 over the mile. Stallion making race. Ole Kirk, Super Seth, Autumn Sun have all won this in the past. Helmet and Star Spangled Banner, who got you back in the day. What are you doing? So, favourite has drifted because of the gate, allegedly. What are you thinking here?
Look, I still like Animo. I think the gate just gives you a better price. We know Animo is going to go back in the field anyway. I think it comes in a couple with some scratchings. So it's into gate 13 at this point in time. Yeah, look, over 1,600, I'm not so concerned. I think it can get us posse somewhere. It'll get cover, even if it is 3 wide, and I just think this horse is better than them. I just don't see the danger. That's the problem. Artorias, I know that, they're still spruiking Artorias, but it hasn't.
Draw's awful. It's the last place you want to be drawn with your Artorias.
Yeah, that's right. It's drawn on the inside, and I don't think it's going as good as what they may think it is. But it may prove me wrong. But I'd prefer to be drawn Animo to be in 13 than 2. And $2.60, I think if Animo was drawn in gate 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, it's probably even money. So $2.60 on the basis that Oliver gets it some cover. That'll do me.
Yep.
Might even get better on the day.
We'll see how the track's playing might be the issue there. But, yeah, I agree. We're going to see lots of winners tomorrow. I think that raced off the fence at Rose Hill a couple of weeks back there. There's already been Never Been Kissed and Montefiore raced off the fence and came out and won last week. But, yeah, on that Red Hot Rails day, Animo was a fantastic chase. I think if you run that on a fair track, it wins that race 9 times out of 10. And I think it'll win this race. Artorias was good off the fence in that same race and did get cleaned up on the bend and ran home well, but the draw's awful for it. It's going to be 3 or 4 back on the fence and need a great deal of luck. And it takes me as a horse that needs clear air and winding up from what I've seen at its best. Horses I'm scared of, the 2 are Forgot You, who's doing some fantastic things. Last 2 wins have been brilliant. Comes to Caulfield and around the 20s, I'll have a little saver on just because it's a bit different. And Giannis feels scary for me, just to wallow out to the mile, which again raced off the fence. And this is one for the quaddie more than anything there. But Keen Animo should be winning this race. Race 9, the Group 1 Toorak over the mile. Where, what are you going to do here, Beaver?
Yeah, great race. This is one of the better races and most open races seen for a while. Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm really excited by this race. I have landed on I'm Thunderstruck, just based on its last run. $2.50 is quite skinny in this race, but 52 on its back, getting a pull in the weights off all these horses. And its last run was just outstanding. They backed it off the map, which was interesting. And look, the run was huge. It had no run, had to weave, duck and weave. It was about a dozen lengths off them at the 600, 500, 600. And if they went another 50, probably wins. After ducking and weaving, it was huge. Gate 4 probably suits if it gets the right run and gets a crack at him at the end. It might be too good. Elephant is a horse that I love. It's going to be on the pace. It's pretty foolproof. It's probably going to hit the lead somewhere in the last 200. So keen to see how it runs, but it'll give you a really good sight. Sierra Sue's going well. Dice Roll were good, and Superstorm can't knock. Tofane, I'm not so sure over the 1600 in this race. So yeah, for me, I'm thunderstruck.
Yeah, on top, I'm thunderstruck as well. I think it's a little bit short, and I think you've covered the case for it. You've mentioned Elephant, Main Danger, and yeah, I wanted to make the other two I'll mention is Sierra Sue is a bit forgotten here. It did win the lead up. I know it's going up in weight and all that sort of stuff, but it was a pretty nice win and did beat the favourite home. So around the $12, don't forget that. And Superstorm beat Elephant home and then chased Zaki and looked okay in doing so. I think that stacks up all right here. So yeah, they're the four I'll look at for the race, or if you're going to play your exotics. But yeah, I'm thunderstruck short, but on top from Elephant, Sierra Sue, and Superstorm. We wrap up the day with the Group 2 Herbert Power Stakes. Is this a ticket into next week or something, or is one of those qualifying races for the Caulfield Cup? But you mentioned Floating Artist. Do you want to make the case for it here?
Yeah, look, last 3 runs all winning, been really good. Again, it sits relatively on the pace or just off the pace. Has a great turn of foot. I think it's got plenty of fight. I think the further they go, the better they get. Out to the 2400 now. Just look, it's got a great turn of foot. Love the way it just accelerated away from some okay horses last start at Sandown, Hillside, and then prior to that, beat most of these as well. I can't see it being beat, and I think gets in here quite well, getting a couple of kilos off Delphi, Defibrillate. But some good honest horses here. Torridin's going well. Delph improved last start and continues to improve. I think it's got some ability. So I think, Delph and Torridin are the main dangers.
Cool. Yeah, I've got Floating Artists on top, and I agree that it's a live chance next week, assuming it backs up into that. I just can't get... The Delphi's been all right, but I just can't get that awful race in Queensland out of my head where it should have won and it half went backwards. So, yeah, best of the day for me, Floating Artist, to wrap up the day. I won't crap on anymore here. For Pro Group, we got a quaddie. Who wants to do the Caulfield quaddie? Do you want to have this one?
Yeah, mate, I'm happy to have a crack at this one. Let's kick away. Although, where did you get the quaddie last week, mate?
Sydney. So I can swap.
Sydney. Okay, that's why you want Sydney. No, let's leave you.
Pretty keen
because you're on a roll there, mate. Okay, first leg. We're going to go to number 1, 3, 4, and 8.
Yep.
In the next leg, we're going to go numbers 1, 2, and 6.
Yep, lightsaber. Okay.
Yep.
Throw forgot you in, just in case.
Oh, I forgot you. I missed that. Yeah, happy to do that. That was outstanding last start. A real good chance. Yeah, good call. Like that. In race 9, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 6, 11. That's it.
Yep.
And to finish the day, we're going to go numbers 5, 7, and 11.
Beautiful. My old mate Kalani will go in there at hundreds down the bottom.
I think, looking later in the day in Caulfield, I think the main chances look. I'd be surprised if things jump out of the ground to beat some of the main chances in these. They just look to be set for this part of their preparation. They seem to be racing well. I just can't find too many horses that are going to jump out of the ground and beat some of these horses collectively.
Yeah, well, usually you get the
stranger things have happened.
usually you get the internationals popping up in that Herbert Powell trying to get a run before the cups, and they're just not here anymore. So it's it all looks we've been wrong before, but it looks straight up and down, which is some of my favourite bowling. All right, we head to we go to our best and value for progretracing.com.au. I'll make my best floating artist, as I said, and on a day where I struggled for value, I do think Anamo's going to win, but I think Forgot You is a great price for an each-way bet. So, yeah, as I said, one that I struggled to really find much value outside of. What do you think down there?
Yeah, I thought the same. It was hard to find a lot of value, as I just stated. I'm going to tip my best bet of the day, race 8, number 1, Animo. Really like it, and probably my best value, Bella Nipotina at this stage, which is not great value, but the longest price one that I think will be winning.
No, very good. Let's head to Randwick, where it's a ripper card as well.
Give me a break, mate. Just a second.
Yeah, we head to Randwick, where I think there's some good betting opportunities here. I think some of these horses have been priced off that Rose Hill track, and we can forgive a few and back a few that may not have run that well, and get some decent prices about them. The rail is in the 5 metre mark to the mile, I believe, as my page just refreshes. 4 metres the remainder. Let me get that. There we go. Yep. I think it'll play fair. Been a dry track all week, so let's just be a bit wary of anything on pace, but I think it'll play pretty fair. Randwick's been all right of late. We kick off in the highway, where, as a bit like Caulfield, I'm going to leave this one go. Impossible race here. Are you going to dip your toe in the water?
No, I'm not, because you'll only bag me.
You're going to tip the Mercedes.
I'm not even going to read. No,
where is it? So Freedom Square is.
No. Although he did get a good winner yesterday, mate.
Is that Adios, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Yep. 1 bet, 1 win. Perfect. Get out of there. I'm not having a tip in here. But number 17, Freedom Square from gate 17, could be an omen. Freedom Square, we're heading into freedom. So there you go, mate. Just an omen tip, that's all.
No worries. I'll note that down.
Masara alarm's gone off.
I will get a Masara alarm on the soundboard here, but that's a later problem. The midway race 2 to 1400 metres. We sort of spoke weeks ago with Trent about looking for the lightly raced horses coming into these midways, and I think the stats been any midway form into midway form just hasn't stacked up. So different strokes, lightly raced, Bowman, Kim Moore will run well here, and the other chance I thought was Akhtar off the win at Kenzo when gets against Difference, who won pretty well at Rose Hill. Just looking for some fresh blood and happy to play around with those two. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm thinking different strokes as well. As you said, like 2 starts back, Chased Home Jojo was a man at Kembla Grange, and that was a really good run. Jojo was a man is a decent enough horse, probably above midway. And I thought that was a good run, and I wanted to be on different strokes to start after that. And it came out, won at evens, and killed him by 3 lengths at Wyong. Look, I think it's ready to take the step forward here. It'll go forward and be hardest to beat.
Very good. Race number 3 is the 2,000 metre benchmark 78, where keen to bet. 2 chances. Solar Apex is flying. He's come back really well. This prep gets J Mac is $4. And the only other chance is Yee, who is $6.50, gets Nash and will just about lead this. I can't believe how much of the market Herman Hesse is taking up with the Apprentice on off some average midweek stuff down there. And I think Bazooka will run 3rd. How easy is this? I'm keen to bet in this race. What are you thinking?
Yeah, interesting. I actually do like Herman Hesse. Okay. So I respect what you've got to say there with Soul Apex. It's flying at the moment and probably looks hardest to beat because it probably gets to sit and will be produced at the right time. Yee's going good. Ita's going good. Even Dream Runner is showing best. But I think Herman Hesse, I think it's got a little bit of ability, this horse. It's come out from overseas. Its first start at Ballarat, I thought was pretty good, finishing by and under my spell. And My Birmingham Boy, they've come out and run well post that. They went to Warwick Nabil over a more suitable 2000 and won well, hold them off. And then I thought its run was even better last start. I know they were midweek Mornington, but they're not. Those horses weren't hopeless. And I don't think this horse is hopeless either. Maybe $4 is a little bit too short, but I think it can give a bold side up on pace. Just depends if there is anything that takes it on out in front, whether Yee looks to lead or sit behind it.
Yeah, according to the maps, they've got Perfect Radiance and Achiever forward. They've got Yee back, which I don't think's right.
Well, Achiever's out.
Oh, there you go. Perfect Radiance probably gets control. Oh, surely Nash from Gate 9 goes forward on Yee, like he did last week, just straight on Achiever's back again. And then Hesse, will be straight behind them.
Yeah, so I also respect your concern over the jockey, but 3 Kilo Klein gets it in well weighted, and hopefully she can hold on. But I'm just leading Herman Hesse in front of Soul Apex, and Yee's been up for a while now, so hopefully these horses are a little bit fresher and too good.
Beautiful. Race 4 is the Stan Fox Group 2, 1,500 metres. The last few years this hasn't been the most exciting race, and similar case here. Favourite just win?
I think so.
Yeah. Coastwatch we're talking about. Yeah, chased in the Congo. It was pretty good. J-Mac on, and this is a midweek race after that. Halal's been disappointing since it's come back. I thought when I did the form, I thought it'd be $1.60. You're still getting $1.90. That's fair enough. Good luck to, again, Carol. We mention every week one of her horses going around, but Akihiro is here to run well, and good luck to her and Alicia Collett. So Leviathan owner there, another one. But Coastwatch on top for me. Anything to add?
Nah, nothing to add, mate.
Race 5, the 1,200 metre Roman Consul Stakes. What are you thinking? Yeah,
look, I'm going for Paulet here. I think it's a good thing. Been outstanding this preparation. First up, won well. Second up, probably should have won, and it was leader bias and couldn't quite get to in the Congo after giving it a start. And the same thing happened last start on a leader bias track. Had to chase down Home Affairs, who kicked on very strongly on the fence, and probably should have won. Gets back to 56.5 here. McDonald aboard. Probably the best bet of the day for me.
Cool. Yeah, on top as well. Again, off the fence, Rosehill gets a better setup here. Gets J-Mac sticks, I should say, and very hard to beat. Tri-States the overs came through the same race and wasn't far off. Paul Eel and his $16. I think that's the right lead up for this, and I think Glen Eagles is going quite well. I think it's a decent horse. Trial since, but I don't quite know where Glen Eagles fits in the grand scheme of all these horses, but I think it's going well enough. Paul Eel from Tri-State, though, is the way I'm looking in the Roman Consul. The Mile Angst Group 3 for the mares is race number 6. Excited to bet here. It's 3 hopes. Grace and Harmony off the fence on that day was really good running on down the outside. It's $12. Fantastic bet here. More profits for Give Newcastle. $14 was flying up to that point. Drawn well here to get a sniper's shot. And Mirror Vision going well enough. Will be close enough to the pace. I reckon the rest of these aren't going any good. This is quite an easy race to bet into.
Kiku.
Kiku you can forgive first up. I will say that. So, we'll go into quaddy. Gate 1, just a little bit short. But no luck first up chasing Ellsberg. So, I should say 4 chances.
No luck. It finished with Grace and Harmony.
Yep.
Yeah. It finished with Grace and Harmony last start and had no luck and had to weave through them again back in the field. It was never going to win that race given the way the track was playing. Last preparation was outstanding. Look, its late splits were very good first up. And look, I think you got to respect it in this race and give it a real good chance. Should be improved by that first up run. So I'm going to put Kiko on top. But I like what you had to say about Grace and Harmony. I also think it's a huge chance around the $12 mark. I think you can't rule it out, and you're right about Mirror Vision. It's a good chance as well. I'm happy to take on Amaralina at this stage of its preparation and risk it.
Yeah, no, same. I didn't see a lot in that first up run at all.
No, and I think it probably wants 2,000 or beyond.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I like the price around all 4 chances, really. I think it's quite a good little race there. The Silver Eagle was race number 7 for the 4-year-olds. Here's an interesting race. When I first sort of did the form, in my head, I had Ellsberg clear favourite, High Supremacy clear second favourite, and that's not how the market is, so I guess that's a chance for me to bet here. I like, the $6. I like the return of Ellsberg. But High Supremacy is fantastic first up. It had plenty to offer. Drawn inside here. Nash has chosen it over Ellsberg, and you're getting $12. They're the two main plays here. I think Vangelic's the wrong price off the bias track, so it's chewing up some of the market. And Equation, I just don't know what to do with it. So the other 2 chances for me were, just to mention him, Triple Ace, who Needles is keen on, his 20s, and Count de Rupee was a nice enough return. But yeah, Ellsberg from High Supremacy for me. What are you thinking here, Beaver?
Yeah, look, I think this is the toughest race on the day. This is a really open market with lots of light chances in this. Some coming off some really nice wins last start, and some you would want to see improve. I liked High Supremacy's run first up too. I thought it finished off really nicely around the $12 mark. I think it presents really good value in this race. I think Exoboom can improve at the price. I think $15 isn't bad that. And I'm willing to forgive Equation for its first up run. I think, I'd be saving on here in this race. Look, I do agree with Ellsberg. Its first up run was pretty good, but that race was run to suit. It was an on-pace race. They backed it. They went a bit hard, and it could sit behind them and blouse them. I just tend to think Ellsberg runs better when it has tracks to suit and the pace in the race to suit. And that's what always concerns me with Ellsberg, that, does it get controlled here?
Even though it was a biased track, it was a great ride from Nash. Like, he didn't panic when the pace went on. He went and found his spot and
it did finish off nice in that race to get home after drawing wide, and it didn't panic. It has got form against and beaten Private Eye back last preparation, but that was on a bias track when it did do that. So you can't rule it out. But I'm just hoping it doesn't get its own way in this race, and looking for a bit sort of value around it. Even though $6 presents nice value.
Yeah. So who was your value around it? Equation, you said. Yeah.
Oh, look, I went High Supremacy, Exoboom.
Yeah.
And I thought Equation, which was similar in the market, I would probably save on.
Race 8 is the Group 1 Spring Champion Stakes over the 2,000 metres. And what are you thinking here?
Yeah, good race again. I'm gonna see tip that they'll reverse the tables here. I'm going to go for Profondo. Look, I think I was a bit unsure last start on the quality of this horse, but now that's instilled a lot of confidence in me last run. It's third up now out to the 2,000. It kind of got to the front last start and sort of lost its way, and I think it probably threw the race away at Rosehill. I think it will be all the better for that experience, and the extra distance won't bother it. And I expect it to be winning and turn the tables on Head of State that had everything go its way. Profondo for me, I think it's a really nice bet, and keen to play.
Same. The 2 chances are the top 2, but I agree with what you said about Profondo. It's still had a bit to learn. I think it'd be better for the run. And the fact that Never Been Kissed comes through the Philly stuff, and I've said all along the Philly stuff's very ordinary, and I think the boys are just clearly better. Good luck to the Waikato Stud boys. I know they enjoyed the Group 1 last week, but Profondo and Head of State on top, or Profondo from Head of State clearly. And if there's a knockout, you know who might run well here is Bulu. He's going pretty well up in Queensland. Has
Yeah.
only loss was to Star Tontes. Apart from that, he's been owning him up there. So maybe place a place bet there around the $4 or $5 marketplace. But yeah, Profondo from Head of State as well. The Nivison race number 9, 1,200 metres for the girls. Couple at the top of the market here. The top of the weights, I should say, are the two I'm looking to back. Sweet Deal, double figures. Trial was good. Both trials were good. If it turns up here in her best form, she'll be run very well. And Rocker Clock was flying last prep, comes back, gets an average draw. So we need a little bit of luck for Huey. But I thought they're the two freshies on the scene. I think some of these mares just haven't been going that well for a long time. So I was happy to look at them. Obviously, respect Great News, but it was an average ride last start. But the other chance. I don't really want to talk about anything else in this race. What are you thinking with this?
Yeah, I'm settling on Belushi Bay.
Yep. Okay.
So I thought its first up run was pretty good. Hit the line really strongly there. It was well backed. It was a competitive enough race at Gosford, but the way it extended in the last 150, 100 in that short straight and wound up, I thought it presents well here for a crack at this race. Up in class a lot, I know, but I wouldn't rule it out of winning a race like this. Rocker Clock was flying last prep. I agree. Hopefully gets the pace on here. But this is, again, another open race. There's even some horses down in the market. Horses like Seasons can crop up. And a Theory's even down there at 20s that you couldn't rule out. But, yeah, I've landed on Rocker Clock with the main danger being Belushi Bay with the main danger, Rocker Clock.
Beautiful. We wrap up today for the 1,000-metre benchmark 78. How are you going to finish off?
Yeah, look, I'm leaning towards On the Lead in the last purely on the basis that Belushi Babe was the horse I went for in the race before. You'll get a good guide on how well it's going based on Belushi Babe in the race prior. If it runs well, then On the Lead looks the hardest to beat in this race. Leo was good first up. It may run well, and yeah, not so sure about Marnix fresh. So yeah, On the Lead for me, third up. Presents well here, well drawn, hardest to beat.
Yeah, I thought there was two chances On the Lead. You've covered really well, and the main danger was Kinlock, who was saved from Wednesday for this. A couple of nice wins last time in. So I think they're the main two. I guess Marnix is the unknown, but it's 3 from 5 for me. Let's do the quaddie. Randwick quaddie, no pressure here. We've got to see if we can keep going. Going to go race 1 in the Silver Eagle, 6 Ellsberg, 7 Triple Ace even, 8 Count de Rupee, 10 Blondo, 12 High Supremacy. Race 8, 1 Head of State, 2 Profondo, 13 Bulu. Race 9, 1 Sweet Deal, 2 Rocker Clock, 4 Madam Legend, 10 Great News, 12 Belushi Babe, and we'll come home with 3, 5, and 12. Hopefully, again, a little bit of a result there. Your best and value at Randwick for progroupracing.com.au.
Yeah, my best is Polel, race 5, number 2. I do like Profondo as well. And my value bet comes up in race 9, number 12, Belushi Babe.
Very good. My best is Coastwatch. And a bit of value throughout the day. More Than Grace is my value, but also like High Supremacy. I think Sweet Deal run well as well. Good betting day. Keen to bet at Randwick. So are you keen to bet in Queensland would be the last question.
Mate, have to come up with something in Queensland for the folk. Be disappointed otherwise. My first bet comes up in race 5. My value bet up in Brizzy, number 9. Scratch midweek for this. Sienna's Choice.
Yep.
Race 5, number 9. My next bet comes up in race 6, number 10, Mr. Larrabee, won well last start and can back that up. Race 7, number 2, Apache Chase, was tipped at last start and I think he can back up and win and is a very nice horse. And then my next bet comes up in the last. I think probably the best bet up there is race 9, number 9, In Gear.
Very good. I got to thank you. I did have a good bet on Volunteer, which you found up there on Wednesday. So that was very good of you, Beaver, to look after me there and all the punters.
Yes.
For progroupracing.com.au, check out their site for their free tips and extensive guides for all things Spring Carnival racing. Apart from that, good luck tomorrow, mate. And stay safe, punters. We hopefully a couple of days away from all getting out and having a bit of freedom. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Catch you then.
Cheers, mate.